Hi, my name is Ashika, and today I'm going to be showing you how to install a multifunction I/O board into a PXI chassis and a desktop computer. Let's get started with the PXI installation. In front of me, I have a PXI X Series multifunction I/O board, which means with this DAQ device, you can measure at plus or minus 10 volts with both digital and analog signals. I'm going to be installing this on the PXI chassis over here alongside the other instrument modules that we already have. Now, before the installation, make sure that your chassis is powered off and you've installed the DAQ MX driver. Now, let's get to installing our board into the chassis. Make sure the top and the bottom are both aligned with the rails and gently push it into the chassis until you hear a click and the tab goes up. Then screw in the screw at the bottom and the screw at the top to make it more secure. During the board installation process, it is important that your chassis is turned off. And now that we have our board installed, we can go ahead and turn our chassis on. Now that our chassis is powered on, we can go ahead and use the NI hardware configuration utility to make sure that we have correctly installed the board into the chassis. Now that we have the hardware configuration utility open, you should see the PXIe board inside of slot 8, which we do, and we can verify that it's installed correctly by doing a self-test. Now that we've successfully completed the self-test, we know that we did an installation the correct way. Now that we've seen how to install the multifunction I/O board inside a PXI chassis, let's take a look at how we can install a multifunction PCIe board into a desktop computer. We're going to take the PCIe board and make sure that these two tabs are aligned with the tabs on the slot and gently apply pressure to push it in. Now that we've installed our PCIe board into the desktop computer, we can follow a similar process to what we did with the PXIe board to make sure, using the hardware configuration utility, that it has been correctly installed and verify that. Then we can also use software such as FlexLogger or Python to get the most out of our board for our testing applications. Now make sure to also check out some of the reference manuals and resources that we have on our website to make sure that you're correctly installing each of these boards into your devices. And you know how to install a multifunction I/O board into both a PXI chassis and a desktop computer. Thanks for watching.